library started in 1952 in a little building right out here on about where the alley is behind the building here. It was that building, it was a little white building there, as a matter of fact. And it was started by a group called the St. Albans Library, I'm sorry, I have the name here, the St. Albans Public Library Incorporated. And this group raised money not only to have that library, but they continued to work and to develop and through town fairs, other volunteer organizations, and through some construction work to build the first floor of the library, and it was opened in 1963. Lady Bird Johnson came here in March of '63. She was the second lady at the time, and she turned the first shovel of dirt for the new construction project. And as that shovel and a plaque and a photo to commemorate that event is downstairs on the first floor, just to the right of the registration desk. So you might want to check that out down here. In the library, actually, the doors opened in December of 1963. So that's why we're here tonight, to celebrate the 60 years. The library board, the St. Albans Public Library, Inc., which was a private nonprofit organization, actually made an agreement with the Kanawha County Public Library that after 10 years, actually we turned it over to the main library, and for 10 years provided $10,000 a year to help with offset the operating costs and such. Usage and patrons grew, and so the volunteers and the donations continued, and in 1971 we put on the second floor that you're in here. The same thing as before. There was volunteers, fundraisers, town fairs, and that type of thing that raised the money. Just recently, and of course with the second floor, we had to have an elevator. And the elevator, just like me and some of the other people that I won't mention, got older and started wearing out. And so in 2019, the board decided that it was time to get a new elevator. We actually had a couple of people get trapped on the elevator. And it turned out, not only was it wearing out, but you couldn't get replacement parts for it anymore. So it was one of those situations that if it breaks, it's broken. That was the end of it. So the board decided that we would commit up to $50,000 as seed money. We put together a game plan. We hired an architect and got the design started. Erica helped us out through the KCPL system. We had, and in the spirit of St. Albans, the citizens of St. Albans started donating, and we applied for several grants. We received a few of them, and we raised close to $100,000, and then the KCPL system filled in the blank for us. So you now have a brand new elevator here, and I want to take a few minutes now to recognize everyone who, as I said, it was the citizens and the organizations that we have worked with that helped us build this thing. I have a list here, and I apologize, some cases I don't have everybody's name, so if I mispronounce it or something, please let me know. Mr. and Mrs. Bess, Henry and Agatha Bono, Leonard and Stacy Brightwell, Melvin and Abby Birch, Rebecca Child, Tom Clore, our very own, Carissa Davis, James and Nancy DeClarlo, Sandy Foster, who I almost forgot earlier, sorry. How could I forget you? And I have to make a correction here. I have Dr. Rebecca Goodwin, so I misunderstood something, and we need to replace that with Greystone Consultants, which is Becky's son, and that's the way I have it listed here. His company makes a donation to the library every year because Becky's here. And she had asked that some of that money be designated towards the elevator. Ms. Susan Jeffers, I beg your pardon, Herbert and Rose Kinder, Karen Mueller, Rose Mullins, Howard and Margaret Rogers, Robert Randy Robinson, he's my friend and my dentist, Kay Solomon, Linda Taylor, James and Connie Winter, Dale and Patty Withrow, and the biggies, here we go, BB&T, which is now Truist, Brian and say it out loud.
Marlowe.
Thank you. Are here to represent BB&T. We thank you. We put in an application. City National, Christy McIntyre. I was getting ready to, she's newlywed, so her name has changed on me. But welcome, thank you. Charles and Mary Fane Glotfelty Foundation. And they were not able to be here this evening, but I have a small statement that I'd like to read from them very quickly. To the St. Albans Library. In extending the thoughtful generosity of Charles and Mary Fane Glotfelty, the mission of the foundation is to change lives and help our region thrive by championing education, the arts, and human services through responsive and proactive grants, scholarships, and partnerships. The Glotfelty Foundation recognized the importance of the St. Albans Library to the community and was pleased to assist in keeping the library accessible to all. The foundation hopes that the challenge grant stimulated giving, which it did. We regret that we could not be here to celebrate this accomplishment tonight. They provided a $25,000 matching grant, which we were able to match. So that was a big help there. The St. Albans Branch Library Advisory Board, as I said, we provided the seed money. And then, of course, the Pinal County Public Library System picked up a large amount of the difference. The last thing that's listed there, the Wine on the Wall event, Mardi Gras Casino and Track actually did an event called Wine on the Wall, where you pay $20 and you pour a bottle of wine. And you might have got a $5 bottle of wine, or you might have got a $50 bottle of wine, but nonetheless, they raised money, and they, our portion of that was that they gave us $500, so that went towards the elevator. So, with that, I'd like to thank each and every one of you. I wish there were more of our donors here, but Brian, Martha, and 50, thank you for coming. Erica?
I would like to extend a special thank you to Dale. I didn't mean to surprise you, but I'm gonna surprise you with a wonderful certificate of appreciation. We hope that you hang this up. He was sort of our unofficial foreman on the project. He kept me posted, updated, and I relied on him a lot for the project. There was a lot going on with the main library, with the renovations. Trying to do 2 capital projects at once, that's not my recommendation, but I want to gift you with this and our heartfelt thanks at KCPL for making this possible.
There we go.
This way.